Last week on Outlaws, we seen Rudy Zillige's girlfriend Savannah and the Monster Mutt Dalmatian machine getting the upset win over Chris Biluk and the Thrasher. Will somebody be able to knock her off, or will she keep the top spot? We're about to find out in week number 3 here on Diecast Monster Truck Outlaws. Here we go, moving into round number 1. We got Ryan Hayward in the Avenger getting set to take on the Outlaw Joshua Wells and Iron Outlaw. Here to go down the stretch, Ryan Hayward gets out of shape. Joshua Wells is going to move on. Up next, we got Ethan Wagner out of the Dragon's Lair team, racing with his dad, Rich. And he's getting set to take on James Valancourt in the Gravedigger Fire. Here they go down the stretch. Ethan gets out of shape. James is going to move on. Up next, we got Joshua Stewart and Soldier Fortune, set to take on his wife, Regina Stewart, and the Stinger Unleashed machine. Both of them out of Stewart Racing, the married couple together on team. Here we go down the stretch. Joshua gets out of shape. Regina's going to move on. Up next, we got Peanut behind the wheel of Max D, representing for the Sunflower Monster Truck crew, with Matt Cheever and his brother Nugget as his crew chief, but he's set to take on Jason Craddock and Blue Thunder Zombie. Here we go down the stretch. Peanut gets out of shape. Jason barely moves on. Up next, we got Rich Wagner and that Dragon machine out of Dragon's Lair, his team he owns with his son, getting set to take on Savannah and the Monster Mutt Dalmatian, last week's winner. Here we go now, moving down the stretch. Oh, Rich gets out of shape. Savannah's going to get the upset win. Next, we got Blake Willis and the Mohawk Warrior Fire out of his team. He's set to take on Jeffrey Skipper and the Pirate's Curse. Here we go now, coming down the stretch. Blake with a huge wheelie. Jeffrey gets out of shape. Blake moves on. Up next, we got Kieran and Gravedigger Ice, set to take on Ryan Johnson in the Aftershock. Coming down the straight stretch, Kieran gets out of shape. Ryan's barely going to get by. Next, we got Rudy Zillige and King Crunch, set to take on Chris Biluk and Thrasher. Coming down the stretch now, Rudy keeps it on all fours, but he don't have enough for Chris. Chris moves on. Next, we got James Valancourt and Gravedigger Fire, set to take on Joshua Wells and the Iron Outlaw, kicking off round number 2. Here we go down the stretch now. They both get out of shape, but James moves on. Next, we got Regina Stewart and Stinger Unleashed out of Stewart's Racing. They're looking pretty good out here, but she draws up a hard racer, Jason Craddock, and that bad fast Blue Thunder Zombie. Here we go now, coming down the stretch. Regina skies it, and Jason's going to move on. We see Blake Willis here again in his Mohawk Warrior Fire, coming out of his team, and he's getting set to take on Savannah and that Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Here we go down the stretch now. They both get out of shape, but Savannah gets past the line first. Next, we have Ryan Johnson and Aftershock taking on Chris Biluk and the Thrasher. Here we go down the stretch. Such a close race, but Chris Biluk's going to get it. Here we see James Valancourt returning again with Gravedigger Fire, getting set to take on Jason Craddock and the Blue Thunder Zombie. Here we go down the stretch. James gets out of shape. Jason's going to get by. Here we see Savannah and the Monster Mutt Dalmatian getting set for a rematch with Chris Biluk last week. Can she hold him off again? Here we go down the stretch. Savannah, oh, she almost there, but Chris is going to get it. Here we are with Jason Craddock in the finals, getting set to take on Chris Biluk. He lost last week, but he wants it this week. Can he do it? Coming down the stretch now. Oh, what a close race. Chris Biluk's going to get it. Congratulations to Chris Biluk on the week number 3 win. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Diecast Monster Truck Outlaws Spin Master Series. Join us next week, and we will crown the first ever Diecast Monster Truck Outlaws winner of the Spin Master Series. Thank you guys so much.